Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's digital devotion. As the school year winds down, Pastor Jen and I want to give another note of immense gratitude to everyone involved in the school system, whether that is as a student or a teacher or professor or administrator or custodial staff or food service worker or counselor or therapist, any role at all. In today's context and in our national conversation, you all are very much frontline workers. To be able to go to schools, which seem like such a vulnerable place, because you are committed to educating the children and the students and young people of our country. That is so admirable. Thank you so much for your service to such an important industry. And thank you to everyone who's continuing to do the work to make progress on gun violence in our country by being advocates, by continuing to speak up, to make sure that this doesn't just become rote and routine, which is what it feels like so often. So thank you for doing that work. This past Sunday, I mentioned in the welcome time that when Pastor Jen and I were driving out to California from Nebraska, and we were spending so much of our car time just kind of dreaming of dozens and dozens of sermon series that we eventually wanted to do at church, there was one that I was really excited about. And when we're thinking about what sermon series to do next, I'm always telling Jen, let's do this one. And she doesn't really like it. And so jokingly over these last 5.5 years, I've told her, you know what, if ever we go on parental leave and I'm back and you're still off, I'm going to do this sermon series. And so that time has finally come. And so the sermon series is entitled, What If? And it's kind of a historical reconstruction. We're going to look at what if certain major events in the history of Christianity or never happened. And so this coming Sunday, for instance, is what if Adam and Eve never ate the fruit? And what I think is at the heart of this sermon series is kind of asking, what is the foundation of our faith? And so if there are elements of the history of our faith or even of our own personal faith that never happened, would that mean that our faith would go away? Would that completely deconstruct the whole system? Would it have the house of cards tumble before us? Or would it mean that our faith would simply shift or adapt or change? What is the foundation of our faith that is at the core of what we believe? And that without that, then perhaps our faith would go away. So we're going to be looking at different topics, and you can see those topics in our email. And, just a really quick response to that is I very much think that the foundation of our faith is that we believe in a God who is part of the very creation of this universe, and that this is a loving God who cares about us, who cares about all of creation, who cares about the stewardship of that creation, and invites us to be stewards and co-creators with God in shepherding this world into greater love and greater peace and greater justice. But let's experiment, shall we, and talk about other aspects of our faith and to see if those are foundational elements or if we might be able to break down and see what is at the very core of our faith. So I'm excited to go on this thought experiment with you, and I invite you to be thinking about what is most important to you about what you believe, what is most important to you about what it means to belong to a church, to identify as a person of faith, to even what it means to be a Christian or a follower of Jesus Christ. So let's do this thinking together. I'll see you on Sunday.